What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and some big announcements coming out this weekend regarding stimulus. This is your stimulus check update and your stimulus package update. Now take a look. We're seeing headlines come out like this morning. Biden still full steam ahead on domestic agenda despite new opposition, according to a top advisor. And yes, you guys, we heard that President Joe Biden has come out and said it's time for stimulus, and it's time for stimulus right now. And we heard this from the top advisor. I'm going to be sharing with you the video footage, but take a look at this subtitle. A key Democratic senator said that he wouldn't support a $3.5 trillion bill. And for those of you that follow me here on the channel, you already know that that's none other than Senator Joe Manchin, you guys, who came out last week and said, hey, guys, $3.5 trillion, that's way too much money. I don't know if I support a price tag that big. You know what? Let's take a step back and just hit that pause button for just a second, you guys. And that sparked outrage across Congress. And now we're hearing that President Joe Biden is saying, no, Senator Joe Manchin, we need to full steam ahead and we need to get you on board because we need to get this done. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think it was that sparked President Joe Biden to go full steam ahead? You think maybe it was the fact that, take a look at this, we saw this come out last week, the jobs report, which was literally so bad, it was breaking news, you guys. Look at this headline. Big jobs let down in August as payrolls grow just by 235,000 for the nation, you guys, in the entire month. Keep in mind the fact we get unemployment claims more than that in a single week. And that was for the entire month. Really, really bad jobs report. They're saying the worst this year. Or could it be the fact that, take a look at this, the pandemic is ramping up, you guys. We had 191,000 new cases on September 3rd, 2021 alone, and the 7-day moving average is now at 163,000 per day. And keep in mind the fact that this is the Delta variant spreading across the nation, but we've got word of a new one. Take a look at this headline, a new variant called Mu. Now listen to this. That might be able to evade immunity from vaccines. That's right, we're hearing, doesn't matter if you've been vaccinated or not, it's not going to defend against this new Mu variant that's on the spread, and it has been detected in almost every U.S. state in the nation, you guys, and they are keeping an eye on this one. Or could it be the fact that, as we mentioned, approval ratings for President Joe Biden have dropped ever since Afghanistan and the way everything's been handled this past week, and the middle is turning their back on Biden? Take a look at this article, how Biden has become so unpopular. And this is not just the right, like Fox News Network, this is across the board, right and left. They're announcing that his approval ratings are plummeting, you guys. So as we mentioned in previous videos, he's got to start doing something and he's got to step up and start helping people. That's just pretty much the opinion across the board. We're hearing that this move for stimulus might be helping. Take a look at this. Also, we're hearing he's getting support. Two senior Democratic centrists send Pelosi demands for a $3.5 trillion mega bill. What we're hearing is that battle going on in Congress where centrists are saying they're not sure if they're going to support that stimulus package, they're starting to get on board now and saying we'll support it, but we've got a couple lists of demands that we want you to follow in order for us to get on board. So a new push for stimulus is taking place this weekend, and we're going to be seeing what unfolds, you guys. But I'm going to dive into this video footage and these articles, get you caught up on the latest as of today, Sunday, September 5th, 2021. But before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you appreciate these updates, don't forget, smash the like button. Helps out the channel a ton, lets the YouTube algorithm know that you guys think Steve's doing a good job. They'll continue promoting my channel. Also, leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this. And if you got any specific questions for me, be sure to shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. And also, you guys, don't forget, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and come join the Ram fam, the viewing community. I'll keep you up to date on all this stuff. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in, and let's go ahead and start off with this video footage from the White House top advisor on President Joe Biden's stance on stimulus.
You know, the destruction really does highlight the need to counter the consequences of climate change, and they are countered with the infrastructure projects and the bipartisan bill passed by the Senate, the broader proposals, and the Democrats' $3.5 trillion bill. But this week, Senator Joe Manchin argued to put a hold on the Democrats' bill, and it can't pass without his support. Doesn't that put both proposals at risk?
We're going to keep working on both proposals. If, you know, people have said from the beginning that both proposals were dead on arrival. People said that they would meet challenges. Well, that's what we do as an administration. We meet challenges, we keep working, we keep our head down until we get things done. And we saw that with the American Rescue Plan, and we're going to keep doing that with the infrastructure bill. But people should see now more than ever how important it is to have resiliency and to shore up our electrical grid and invest in our infrastructure. And then on the reconciliation bill, the Build Back Better bill, it's important to address climate change. These once-in-a-century storms are starting to come almost every other year. They're bigger, they're stronger, they wreak more havoc. If you look at New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, people should see what the climate change is doing, and we're going to address that in our legislation. And the president created this legislation over a year ago. So he was ahead of this, and now we just need Congress to come along with us so that we can protect the American people and then invest in them.
But you read Senator Manchin's op-ed. He said he's not for it. He says $3.5 trillion is too much. He's not going to vote for it. It can't pass without him.
Look, Senator Manchin is a valued partner. We're going to continue to work with him, but we're also going to continue to push our agenda. And part of this, George, is just the sausage-making process, and it just happens. And this is happening in public view, but it's not abnormal for this to happen in the legislative process, and we're still full steam ahead on trying to get our legislation passed.
Isn't it also going to be harder for the president to get this passed now that he's got a majority disapproving, according to our latest poll, of the job he's doing as president?
No, I don't think so. I think what really will happen is people will start to realize what we need, the challenges that we're facing. We have to really take an assessment of what the American people are dealing with right now. They're dealing with COVID and the Delta variant. They're dealing with Hurricane Ida. They're dealing with a number of things, and we're meeting the challenges, and I think people appreciate that. Does it always bear out in poll numbers? Maybe, maybe not, but I've seen, and I've done this a very long time, the leadership that the president providing is appreciated, will be appreciated more, and you get ups and downs, and we're not worried about poll numbers. We're worried about the 1.2 million people in Louisiana that didn't have electricity. We're worried about the people in New York and New Jersey and Pennsylvania that are going through it. So this has never been a president who worried about himself. He really worries about the country. So we're not worried about poll numbers, and the president will do the hard work to garner the support of his party, and that's regardless of anything else.
So there you have it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, as we heard him say that they're going to be moving forward on this. People said it was going to be dead in the water from the beginning, like they said with the American Rescue Plan, but they just keep chugging along, and they're going to get this done. And as for Senator Joe Manchin and those that oppose it, they're going to go ahead and just keep pushing forward, and they're going to figure out how to get them on board. They said it's just part of the sausage-making process, that this is not uncommon. People come out and say they're going to oppose it because they want to get their piece in there, but they said that this is being done publicly, but this happens all the time, and they're going to get through this. And we heard them say that they're going to get this done, you guys. And we heard that the main thing, regardless of his approval ratings, is that they want to make sure that they can get stuff out to help people, and they felt like that is the main thing. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We're probably going to be hearing a lot on stimulus tomorrow and throughout the week, but we also heard this. Take a look at this, link in the description below. 2 senior Democratic centrists send Pelosi demands for a $3.5 trillion mega bill, you guys. So those centrist Democrats that said they wouldn't be on board, well, we're hearing that some of them are going to be jumping over, but they've got a list of demands. So let's take a look at this article and see what it has to say. Now, the article says that 2 key moderate House Democrats want to speak to Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi to make further assurance regarding the Democrats' massive social spending bills, saying that they are necessary to obtain our support. Now, it's the latest salvo between the Democrat Party's warring factions over the size, scope, and sequencing of up to $3.5 trillion worth of pieces of legislation, which Pelosi hopes to put a vote on the floor by the end of this month. Now, the Speaker promised that centrists would be consulted on the bill's provisions after 10 of them nearly upended the House's plans to pass the budget framework last month, you guys. Now, the article says only 2 of those 10 signed this 2-page letter. Representatives Stephanie Murphy and Henry Seller. In it, the 2 lay out overarching principles that the reconciliation bill and its drafting process must be met in order for them to support the legislation. And they say their requests include the following, you guys. So here's what they're saying needs to be done. That the bill be pre-conferenced with the Senate to avoid having to make any major changes in either chamber, and that the bill be paid for, with the exception of its climate provisions, and other members to be given at least 72 hours to review the legislation before it comes to the House floor. So they're saying they want to make sure that everybody is aware of what's going on so they don't have to make further modifications and delay out the process. And also, everybody needs to get this 72 hours before brought to the floor, so that way everybody can review and get their opinions in. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, jumping down to the article, listen to this. The House is currently not scheduled to return for votes until September 20th, meaning that they would only have 1 week together before they're expected to take up the infrastructure bill, which is on September 27th. So in other words, they got to get this stimulus ironed out right away. They don't even have legislative text. They don't have the bill yet. This is still in proposal form. And then when they come together, they're only going to be together for 1 week before they're supposed to vote on infrastructure, you guys. So they got to get moving. It says, in the weeks leading up to the House's full return, the House, the Senate, and the White House have been working closely together to try to resolve their differences on the social spending legislation, but they still have large disagreements over issues like Medicare expansion, climate change provisions, and paying for the legislation. So they've got a long ways to go and a little bit of amount of a time to do it. Now, the article says that on Thursday last week, we saw Senator Joe Manchin, that key moderate Democrat. He urged for a strategic pause. And those of you guys that saw the video, check it out right here where I covered everything he had to say in the Wall Street Journal, where he talked about the reconciliation package, citing his concerns about inflation and the national debt. However, he suggested that he would be open to supporting a pared down version of the bill. But as I just reported to you guys today, President Joe Biden came out and said, nope, we need to get stimulus done right away, Joe Manchin. So we're going to be seeing what unfolds, but take a look at this. Manchin's position prompted sharp pushback from key left Democrats. Key progressives like AOC threatened to axe the entire bipartisan infrastructure legislation unless Democrats could pass a full-scale reconciliation package. And we also saw accusations fly from AOC on Twitter as she said that Joe Manchin was a sellout, saying that he is taking agreements for lobbyists to go ahead and write the bill for him. You guys, let me know your thoughts on that. Do you think that those accusations were a little uncalled for, or do you think that AOC pinned the tail on the donkey? See what I did there? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But reading on, the article says some House panels have begun marking up their portions of the legislation. The House Natural Resources and Oversight Committees held their markup hearings Thursday, and others are set to continue over the next week. Now, all panels have been given September 15th as the deadline to report their portions of the House Budget Committee, you guys. So mark September 15th on the calendar. It's going to be a big date for stimulus. So you guys, that is the latest that we're hearing on stimulus today. President Joe Biden coming out and saying, we need it now. We saw the top advisor reporting on that news report, and we also saw 2 centrist Democrats from the House coming out and saying they'd support it, but they've got some demands, and we'll see if other centrist Democrats come out and say they'll support it as well, as they're trying to get this stimulus out here and get it out this month, you guys. So there's going to be a lot more information coming out. I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel. And as always, you guys, if you made it this far and you haven't already, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to smash that like button. Just takes a second. Really helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. Also, don't forget, leave your comments down below. Be sure to share this out on social media platforms if you think it's going to help out other people. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to come join the Ram fam and stay up to date on everything going on. And if you got any specific questions for me, be sure to shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. But with that being said, you guys, hope this reaches you well. I'll catch you in the next video. Remember, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday, regular uploads, and also random uploads throughout the week and weekends as news breaks. But with that being said, hope this reaches you well. Hope you have a blessed Sunday. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.